Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Matplotlib is a Python library that generates great visual representations. You can refer to my videos on Matplotlib from my channel. In this video, I'll be demonstrating you a simple project on exam results analysis using Seaborn. Now you would wonder why we need Seaborn when we already know Matplotlib. Actually, Seaborn is built on Matplotlib and it integrates with Pandas data structures for creating visualizations. So Seaborn can create statistical, distributional, categorical and many other visualizations, and it generates beautiful plots with minimal code. Now let's get into the project. Since we are going to analyze on students' exam marks, I'm going to store the marks in an Excel. So this is the dummy data that I had generated, and the name of this Excel is marks. And we are going to use this data for creating various visualizations. For this project, I'm going to use Jupyter Notebook. So first, the data from the Excel need to be loaded to the Pandas data frame, for which I'll be importing the Pandas library. And visualization is going to be with the help of Seaborn library. So I'll import Seaborn as well. Next, I'm going to load the data from the Excel to a data frame. So I'm going to read the marks Excel data from sheet 1 and I'll load the data into this data frame, which is data frame 1. So this is the student data that got loaded into the data frame. Having moved the data to a data frame, now let's create various representations on that data. The first plot is going to be based on the statistical estimation. The data is going to be data frame 1 with section along the x-axis and mark along the y-axis. Relplot is a function that is used to visualize the statistical relationships. So using the kind attribute, I am specifying that it's going to be a line plot. The call parameter that we see here is to create the visualization for each of that column name present there. So I have given call to be subject, and in this data frame, I've got two subjects which are maths and English. So I'm going to get two visualizations, one for maths and one for English, and that will be taken care by this call attribute. The facet of this plot is going to be based on the minimum and the maximum marks in each section, and the line plot that we see here is going to be based on the average value. If you consider section A for math subject, the minimum mark is 67 and the maximum is 84. So we see this facet from 67 to 84, and the average is going to be plotted by the line plot. The next kind of analysis is based on the distributed representation. The block distribution that we see here will be based on the marks obtained in each subject across the sections. To generate this kind of distributed representation, we are going to call the displot function by passing these values. We see an additional parameter which is hue, which has the value section. So what this hue does is, for each section, different color mapping will be done, which we can see in the legend section. So we can see the distribution of marks obtained by the students across various sections. For maths, in section D, we can see the marks to be 53, 95 and 89. So we can see blocks for the corresponding marks that are obtained in section D. The result analysis can also be done by using a cat plot, which is nothing but visualizing the categorical data. To obtain this kind of visualization, I need to use the cat plot function by passing the data frame x, y and the call values. And in the kind parameter, I'm going to give swarm as the value. This actually creates a scatter plot along the categorical axis, meaning we'll be able to see the plot that is similar to the scatter plot, but it will be along the line as that of the x-axis, and the plotting will be done in accordance with the marks along the y-axis. Violin plot is yet another visualization that will help in our analysis. The attribute values are going to be the same except for the kind attribute, which will hold the violin value. The same analysis can be done by a typical histogram by calling the distribution module. In this case, we are going to use the displot function by passing the marks and the subject values, which is going to generate a histogram for each of the subjects. To make this histogram more colorful, we are going to add a hue parameter by passing section as the value. So for each section, it is going to display the histogram bars in different colors. So in section A, in maths, we have got one student who have scored around 70 marks and two students who have scored around 80 marks. And this is how we read this data. To create the same histogram in a step pattern, we need to give element equal to step, where we can see steps for marks in continuous ranges. The other type of displot analysis is the stack plot. So in the displot function, we need to specify stack for the multiple attribute. The data from all the sections are considered and the bars will be stacked one above the other based on the marks update. So let us consider the math subject. Let's try to understand how many people got marks in the 70s range. 1 in B section, and we have 3 in E section and 1 in F section. Having generated all the histogram types, let's say we want to go for a simple bar chart where the values are separately plotted against each section. So in that case, we can use the displot function by specifying dodge in the multiple attribute. So in that case, we will be able to see separate bars for each of the sections, and the y-axis is going to give me the count of students who have obtained marks in that particular range. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have got a clear picture on how we can use Seaborn for analysis using visual representation. Subscribe to my channel to get alerts on new videos related to Python and data science.